Good morning. My name is Tom. Get yourself a cup of coffee. I come to you from the great state of Maine. We're getting ready for trapping season here, so that's what today's video is about. But first of all, I want to thank the Patreon members for this video. They do not know it yet, but I had a problem this week with my batteries for my camera. You can only charge them and use them for so long. Well, I had a couple of batteries go down, and without my batteries, the YouTube channel doesn't exist. So thank you guys. With your Patreon support, I was able to purchase 2 batteries this morning. They will be here in probably 3-4 days. We got them off Amazon. So they'll be here just in time for my trapping trip and the deer hunting season coming up. Without the batteries, I can't charge them and bring in charged batteries for my trips over to Beaver Creek. So thank you guys. Thank you for being a part of the Patreon channel. And thank you because really you're going to be with your batteries. Will be sponsoring the videos for the next year. My batteries will last me roughly a year. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And every time you see a video this coming year, make sure to think of a Patreon member. So, thank you guys for your support. But anyways, let's get to this trapping. As you all know, if you're following this series, this is something that I have picked up over the last couple of years. I picked it up for my grandsons. I've got one grandson that is just on fire for learning how to trap. So this video, bear with me, I'm kind of doing this one for my grandsons. I want them to see how I did this. Again, now you guys that trap and have trapped for a long time, if you see something I could do better, put it in the comments if you would. Got a little truck go by. But anyways, what I have done here, this is stinky meat. Now, it's been indoors, so the flies haven't been in it until I just brought it out here. What I've got here, I've got a gallon bag of deer meat that was ground up. I've got some whole fish. I've got some salmon that I ground up. And I also got about a half a gallon of fish over there. And then, oh yeah, this right here was some chicken that was in the freezer that I took care of. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have 4 or 5 different recipes. I kind of been putting some thought into that. One of the things that I looked into, especially like I want to build hopefully a good predator bait for bobcats. I have bobcats around the cabin. And then the rest of this will be for the coyotes. So I'm kind of going to go with 2 different ideas and thoughts. But as I was looking and buying stuff, this right here is crayfish oil or fish oil, and I got thinking, when I can my lake trout, this is a can of lake trout that I canned up, and this right here is some old codfish that I canned up. And as you can see, there's all kinds of liquid in both of these jars, but this lake trout is really oily. So I'm going to add that to my fish baits for the bobcat. That was kind of my idea there, as far as that I also have some beaver gland here. So I'm going to add that in there as well. And this will go into the coyote bait. And then this stuff right here is a local guy here in the state of Maine that makes this. Renkin Lures up in, he's up Northern Maine a little bit. But this stuff is called, this is a long distance call, and it stinks. The reason it's in this jar, it's in a jar, in a plastic bag, in a jar. And that's because it stinks so badly. And it smells just like skunk, but I've bagged it, I've put it in a jar. It is unbelievable how strong that is. Even inside of that glass jar, I can smell it. So have a coffee with me. You can't believe all the different odors that are coming in here, building this bait up. But anyway, that's my plan. And the other thing I have, because this meat has been rotten now for a week out of the freezer, they call that tainting the meat. You don't want it rotten, but you do want it tainted. So that's exactly what I've done. I pushed it through a meat grinder that I have, ground it all up, and now it's just been sitting here in the shop for 4 or 5 days waiting for it to taint up. And then to stop the rotten process, you guys at Trap, you can educate me here as well. This is some sodium benzoate. Now what I've studied about this and researched is that if I add it to that meat right now, it will stop the decaying process. But I also think salt will do the same thing. So you guys that know how to trap, for a jar this size, I would say I don't have it, I would say it's a little more than a pint. Olives come in these. But for a jar this size, my question is how much salt? Now I'm gonna, I'm probably gonna go with 3 or 4, 5 teaspoons of salt in here. Same thing with this, couple teaspoons of this. Supposedly it does 2 things. Helps it from freezing once the cold weather gets here, and stops the decay process. And then I had something else here. Oh, I didn't bring it out. Oh, I will go get it. It was maybe I got it right here. I'll go get it anyways. So I have 2 things that will help preserve this meat, keep it from freezing, everything that I've researched anyways, which is the sodium benzoate. And then I've got this jug of glycerin oil. And I guess that makes it into a paste bait, all of that. So this is, like I said, this is all new to me. So if you guys got any points and tips here on putting this stuff together, they're greatly appreciated. I got the shellfish oil, and I also got some gator oil that I'm going to be trying. I don't know anything about it, but I figured it'd be fun to see it anyways. And then I also, now I'm not sure, I have some coyote gland lure. I think it's just for a lure, so if you guys that know trapping more than I do, this is something that I put around the hole and not necessarily in the bait, the way that I understand it anyways. I am going to put some of the beaver caster into the bait because everybody talks about beaver caster. So, well anyways, that's it. So I'm going to get going making the first one, and then we will take it from there. The coffee, it smells kind of funny today. Coffee break isn't what it usually is, good smelling coffee. And the other thing that I'm going to do, I didn't bring it out yet, but I will, is I've got a notebook going. And every one of these baits that I try in a different formula, I will be writing that down so that I can duplicate it in the future. And then when I get out trapping, I will keep track of which trap has it, which trap doesn't, which bait I was using, and just build upon my knowledge that, you know, I got a little bit of knowledge of animals, wildlife, outdoors, so I'm not too awful scared there. But then as we learn and grow, we can pass this on. So Joshua, if you're going to be with me, so we need to pay attention to what bait we're going to be using. That's going to be his job. I forgot. I've also got some bacon grease that I have been saving. I can't imagine anything not liking a healthy dose of bacon grease in there. And that's kind of what I've been researching, like the fats and stuff like that are really important when it comes to a predator bait. And the other thing that I've been saving is the drippings from chicken. When we cook chicken, I've been, each one of these is a meal. You can see the different lines. But I had this going in the refrigerator, and when we cooked chicken in the oven, I would drain off the chicken grease and put it in this jar, so I'll be making some baits. This is going to go towards the bobcat bait as well as the fish stuff. So I do it, like I said, I got a little bit of chicken here, so I'm going to add that chicken fat and grease to that chicken there, and we will, it'll probably be all that's in this ingredient, because you know me and this channel, I like to do things so I don't have to buy it, you know, and this kind of seemed like one of those things that we should learn how to do so you don't have to buy it, because it costs so much, you know, per little jar. But we'll see. Maybe that's a mistake on my part, but we will see. You know, I'm going to see if I can't put something together that I can't imagine salmon and deer meat and stuff like that not having the ability to catch something. So that's my idea. That's my plan. All right, so what I'm going to start with the bobcat bait first. I know that this probably isn't the best for you guys to be able to watch, but I got to get this stuff done. Baiting season's coming. So I'm going to make 2 batches out of that. That was 2 pounds of chicken. And I'm going to make 2 different recipes with that. So I'll save this other pound. That is just plain chicken that's going into here. And now I want to put in just plain chicken fat. And the reason I want to do that is because this is something that is easy to come by right at the house here. Something, you know, you eat supper, and at the same time you get your, yeah, so we got chicken fat in there. And then the other thing I wanted to put in here, because again it's here at the house, it's something that I got, is I'm going to put in this mackerel lure. I mean, not mackerel, this lake trout oil. I had to go get some pliers to get the top off it. Now I'm only taking the oil, so this stuff will still be good to eat. All I'm going to do is just pop the top, keep it clean, and dump in the oil. That's enough of that for now. We'll save some for the fish. So I'm going to stir that up in good shape. You don't need to watch this, I'll bring you back. Alright, so this right here, this is put out by Southern Snare and Supply. It's called Bait Maker Compound, if you want to know where I got it from. I got it from Southern Snare. This right here is the glycerin oil. Same thing there. I don't think there's a magic number to what you put in. So we'll put in that much for now. I think its main purpose is to keep the bait from freezing. And it helps turn it into a paste bait. Gotta give it a little more, because I think these right here, the bobcat trapping, I think I'll be closer to them in December. Well, you guys said you like cooking shows. Campfire cooking with Tom. We're having fish. Yummy fish. There it is.